Rodolfo Bellato was supposed to take on Paul Craig in the co-main event Saturday at the UFC Apex, but the fight was called off like an hour before it was scheduled to take place. I never thought that herpes would take me out of a fight, is what Bellato says. I'm sorry to all you guys, but it's something that's out of our control. I'll have more news soon.
Guys, okay, as you have already seen there, my fight ended up being cancelled. We were already ready here. Everything is ready. We were here. Duh, people were here warming up already. Then the doctor from the commission came here. Yesterday, herpes here in my mouth. And they saw it here and said that I couldn't fight because I'm here. I can contaminate my opponent. Man, like, it's something that is completely out of our control. We did our job. We were here warming up ready to fight. But unfortunately, the coaching staff, the Atletica here, said that there will be no fight, so we're already negotiating for a next card. That's right, guys, sorry there. It is out of my control. Thank you all for the prayers, for the support. Soon I'll be back.
We got some breaking news to announce, some unfortunate ones. Sorry to announce that our co-main event has now been cancelled due to a medical issue on the side of Rodolfo Bellato. This will be rescheduled as soon as we possibly can, May 31st or June 2nd. So we got two fights, June 7th, in Newark. So they're going to wait on that one, two fights to come. But gents, that's a real shame for Bellato and of course for Paul Craig.
And you go to a full training camp for Paul Craig especially, and Rodolfo coming from Brazil and from Scotland. There's a lot of time, effort, sacrifice. There's a lot of emotions goes into this, and then you get here, and of course nobody wants to pull out. What was the reason again?
It's a medical issue. We don't know exactly.
Medical issue, of course. You know, I'm sure it's warranted. You know, they made the right reason.
Yeah, 100%.
But it just sucks. It really does. And of course, for everyone sitting at home, that was going to be a banger of a fight.
Yeah, that one wasn't going to the judge's decision, but we will hopefully get to see that very soon.
UFC 316, June 7th in Newark, New Jersey, has added a heavyweight contest between Sergey Spivak and Waldo Cortez Acosta. Spivak's number 7 in the division. Cortez Acosta's ranked number 11. Spivak will likely look to take this fight to the ground. He has a lot of ground finishes, either by ground and pound or submission. Waldo Cortez Acosta will probably look to keep this fight standing. About half of his wins are by KO, including his last one over Ryan Spann. Spivak is coming off a loss to Jailton Almeida. He was doing well until he wasn't, and he got TKO'd, stopped on the ground.
Side, and we're going to talk a little Patchy mix. So we've often seen him here in the UFC building as a corner person to his fiancée Tatiana Suarez, but yes, at UFC 316 he will be in the octagon, and I know fight fans around the world are very excited for it. Wins over Sergio Pettis, Kyoji Horiguchi, 15 finishes out at 20, Michael.
You know, this is a guy that people have been speaking about for a long time. Patchy mix this, Patchy mix that, so I had to look for this guy. Went and watched some of his fights, and I'm not surprised. There's so much hype behind this guy. He was the last ever Bellator champion. He's a great submission artist, tremendous record. I think it's 21-1, only one loss on his record. As I said, championship caliber. It was only a matter of time before he came over here to the UFC.
Bro, I'm never looking for a problem, but if the problem comes to me, I say no f***ing problem. Yeah, I feel that.
Derek Minner returns to fighting. He hasn't fought in over 2 years. His last fight was in the UFC, that controversial one with Shailan Nurdanbeki. He lost in the first round by TKO. He went into the fight injured. A lot of money came in against him on him losing that fight before the fight, which swayed the betting lines a lot and caused a whole betting scandal with James Krause and others.
At UFC 316, he will be in the octagon, and I know fight fans around the world.
Dana White and TKO were supposed to be promoting Canelo versus Crawford in September, but things have changed. Turkey says, we have confirmed the promoter for Canelo versus Crawford will be Salah for Riyadh season. Broadcaster, we have not decided yet, but the date will be Saturday, September 13th. More details soon. It might have been too much work for Dana White because that weekend is also UFC 320. That's September 13th in Guadalajara, UFC Noche. Pereira and Ankalaev says, Alex Pereira don't want the Unk anymore. Let's leave him alone because I'm not a bully. Fake Ninja says he has to go back to school because he cannot read. Dana White, McMahon, give me some fish. So I guess he's saying Pereira won't fight him. Prochazka won't fight him. But yeah, the Pereira fight will probably happen. I don't see why he wouldn't want to fight him. So at some point, they'll do that fight. Early talks was it was going to be in August, so maybe they'll do that. Dustin Stulsfist lost a decision to Nursultan Ruziboev over the weekend. Not happy with my performance is what Stulsfist says. Was way too passive, but I thought I won the fighter's fight. But I guess smacking the arms wins fights. I don't know. Still a bit salty.
Então, vamos lá. What's up, guys? I want to say thank you to all of you for all the messages and for the support. I'm happy with my performance. I feel like I could have pushed more the pace, but I needed a fight like that. Calm fight after tough. Everything was so crazy in my life that I needed to calm down a little bit. Sadiq, the big name, a lot of experience in the UFC. He's been in the UFC for a while. Fought everybody, was ranked. So I'm really happy with my performance that I was able to shut him down completely. He didn't even land like one clean punch. So I'm happy. And yeah, now I'm gonna take some time off and I'll see you guys in the end of the year. Confesso que o negão está forte. Confesso que o negão está forte. Mas não, tá meio chuto. Meu pé tá inchado. Mas isso aqui não foi nada.
Cris Cyborg competed in Scott Coker and Gilbert Melendez's promotion Fight Night San Jose. This was a boxing match against Precious Harris McRae. Cyborg's third boxing match in 2.5 months.
I can ask you